Welcome everyone to the Best of Markham podcast, brought to you by me, Igor Klibanov from FitnessSolutionsPlus.ca, your personal trainers for chronic conditions. Here with me today is Wendy from Confidence Travel. Wendy, thank you so much for being here. Tell us a bit about yourself.
Hi, Igor. Thank you for inviting me to the podcast. I am, let me see. I've been I've been doing travel for the last 30 years, and I've moved to Toronto in early 1990s, and I think our industry has changed a lot. So I actually was in another industry prior to this. I was doing uh, ladies fashion. So I chose the travel agency over the other occupation because I found it very interesting.
Mhm.
Um, Basically, I spend a lot of time every week doing travel, booking travel for our clients. The industry has changed a lot, and I think we've find our niche market in the industry, and I've really enjoyed doing what I do.
Awesome, awesome. Lots of experience, and the fact that things like Expedia haven't discouraged you, that's amazing. Now,
Yeah.
you're not just a travel agent, you own your own travel agency, so you're also an entrepreneur. What made you decide to go in that direction as opposed to work for a different company as a travel agent?
Well, it was kind of like I stumbled onto this because my husband had different industries, and this was one part of it that he could not really take care of. And when we got married, I moved to Toronto, and I just picked travel because I thought it was very interesting. There's so many parts to a travel agency. I guess people don't realize, like there are like only tour travel agents, and there's like leisure travel agents, there's group travel agents, there's ones that are specializing in certain parts of the market.
Yeah.
And what we do is we mainly do corporate travel, and we deal with groups, we deal with incentive groups, cruises, and your packages, like the all inclusive and everything. So it's an industry that's it's a how do you say it? Comprised of a lot of different agencies, but I guess people don't realize that. And um, it's just like how lawyers are separated into real estate lawyer, litigation, and things like
Yeah.
that. That's travel has the same thing actually, and we found our niche market. We like to help our customers, and they rely on us, on a lot of things. And with large online agencies, you don't get the personalized service. And I think that's where we, maintained our stand in the market because we really know our clients, and they use us because we save them time.
Okay.
And yeah,
But
uh,
what made you decide to start your own agency as opposed to working for one?
yeah, yeah, because um, when you work for one, I think your hands are tied a little bit because it just depends on how the owner of to work for a different company, they have their own set of rules and what they like to do and how their marketing strategies and things like that. It's a little bit different when you have your own company. Then you have to decide where you like to go, moving forward, how the industry is going to be, how you stay afloat and be ahead of the rest of the same industry.
Gotcha. Okay. So you started your business because you want to do things your way as opposed to working for another company, which where you have the standard ways of doing things their way.
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
Yes.
Got it. Now, speaking of staying afloat, what do you do for marketing? How do you find new clients?
We actually, for the last 8 to 10 years, we've actually just uh, have not advertised in the newspapers. And then it was your online marketing, but there was a great risk in um, credit card. payments, that it's very hard to differentiate clients that you don't know. So we've been just mainly having clients by word of mouth, and they introduce us.
Okay.
And
And,
so
yeah,
it's referrals. Yeah.
right. And the clients that you currently have, how did you get them? Because at first, before there could be word of mouth, there has to be some kind of ignition.
Yes.
So what caused the ignition? What caused the first group of clients?
Okay. Well, a little bit of history. When I first started, the travel agency was just doing walk-ins because in the 90s, basically there was the internet didn't really really work until late 90s, and then people would just walk in, and then we would have clients that would call in instead. There were no emails at that time, and we would every time they do a booking, then we would request, like, if your company ever asks you to travel, would you consider using us? Because we're reachable all the time. We issue our own tickets, and we don't rely on, and because there are wholesales that issue tickets, and
Yeah.
we are one of the smaller agencies, small, medium-sized agencies that issue our own tickets. So we're not limited to the time frame of the business hours. And that's how we got into corporate travel was they would ask their company, like, we have a very good travel agent, and she takes care of us. And that's how we all started it. And I think it took almost like 8 to 12 years to build that up.
Yeah.
And yeah, and after that, that's when all the, like, internet websites come in for people to book just point to point tickets. And we were doing more complicated. At one time, I was issuing a ticket comprised of, at that time, certain airlines did not have electronic tickets. So I issued a trip for a client, and it was a total of 11 tickets
Mm.
because it was like he was flying everywhere for meetings, and it worked out well. Like, if you're doing your job well, they don't have any problems. They don't need, to contact you in the middle of something of their trip. And I think that's, we pride ourselves on that. Like, if you do everything right, then there's no issues at all. And they know that they could get a hold of us if ever there's a flight cancellation, weather cancellation, or anything like that.
Gotcha. Okay. So your first clients came through walk-ins, and then the internet evolved. But the clients you had before internet was widely used for booking travel, they stayed with you and they referred others.
Yes, yes.
And
A lot of our clients, I think we've worked with them for the last 20 plus years.
yeah,
A few of the companies, all throughout even the pandemic and things like that, we've been, I think 70% of the companies that we've worked with them for over 10 years already.
wow, wow, that says
Yeah.
a lot. Uh,
Yeah.
and have you used any methods besides walk-ins and word of mouth?
We have platforms, and we advertise on, well, not really advertise, but when I do postings on Instagram or Facebook or Twitter, which is now X, I think people just pick that up with the hashtags, and they try using us. And a lot of them usually just stick with there's a lot of loyalty, I think, in
Yeah.
if they appreciate someone, if they try someone who's bad, they appreciate someone who's good.
Yeah, yeah. You have
And
to give anybody else a chance, or they just think everybody in this industry is the same, right?
they used to, yeah, and until they found someone that really fits their how they spend their time, and how we are responsible for all the things that they want us to do. And yeah, it's done to their satisfaction for sure.
Gotcha. And what percent of your clients would have come through social media?
Um, I think not not a lot, actually.
I guess that's pretty much
um,
using it.
yeah, and once they've known, and usually we have a few outside salespersons, and they would they of course they have other occupations, and they would present to companies what we could actually help them with and what we do. And that has brought us a lot of luxury groups, luxury cruises, and just specialty tours, like the safaris, the yeah, those are, they take a lot of time for planning and things like that, and people just appreciate us doing something for them.
Yeah, yeah. No, I mean, good service goes a long way for repeat business.
Yes, yes, sure.
What are you
Sorry.
working on that's exciting to you?
I'm sorry.
What are you working on right now that's exciting to you?
Right now we're just planning some group golf trips and group pickleball trips, because pickleball is hot,
Yes,
right?
yes, it is.
It's addictive, it's hot, and that's it is very interesting. Yeah, and the kind of uh, how do you say, enthusiasm
Yeah,
that's going into that, and they just want to have a good location where they could all play together, and they want to book all the courts, and it seems like nothing really else matters, like like the food doesn't matter, like they just want a good accommodation
yeah,
where they have pickleball.
yeah, yeah. I mean, they love their pickleball. Awesome.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
glad it's generating business for you. And
yes.
what obstacles have you encountered in your time as both a travel agent and entrepreneur?
Um, as a travel agent, there's actually lots of obstacles. You don't realize it. It's the airlines, what we deal with, the cruise lines, the tour companies, the destination tours, and everything else that goes into planning a whole trip. Um, Sometimes it's something beyond your control, and especially weather, that's beyond our control.
Yeah,
And I think we try our best. There are days where I don't get any sleep because I'm up all, because our clients are worldwide. It's not just Canada, not just North America.
yeah,
So we do 24/7 for emergency travel, where we don't leave them stranded. Of
yeah,
course, yeah, and because our system is linked with the airlines, so instead of calling the airline, you could just get through to us in 2 seconds.
yeah,
Trying to call the airline during a winter ice storm, good luck, because you'll be on the line for at least 5, 6 hours, or if you get through.
yeah,
Uh, as an entrepreneur, I think it's challenging when there's a lot of new industry rules and things like that, where airlines sometimes just want to get rid of us, but then they appreciate us when they have their union strikes.
yeah, oh,
You know,
yeah,
yeah, and that goes for all the packages as well. I think there were like a lot of times during the last 20 years where they think, oh, people could book directly with us instead of going through a travel agent, and we just skip the middleman in a way. But then you get a lot of people who do not realize they have to look many things up. There's a lot of places where you have to get your arrival card ready before
yeah,
they even let you check in your luggage. And recently, I just went to Dominican Republic, and the Club Med was the host, and they make sure that you have to get your QR code, or
yeah,
else the airline won't even let you check in. And a lot of times that was an issue as well. Like a lot of the Caribbean islands, and now Europe has their well, UK already has their ETA, and then Europe is going to have their uh, fingerprints and things like that. It just started, so it's not mandatory right now. But those are real challenges all the time. Like we have to keep on top of all the information that comes in, and yeah, to
yeah.
deal with. Yeah,
The changing regulations definitely make things a challenge. Fortunately, in my field in personal training, not a problem at all. Regulations
yeah,
are for change. I've been a personal trainer for almost 20 years, and
Oh,
I think it's
wow.
the same as it was 20 years ago. I mean, there's other challenges, but changing regulations, fortunately, is not one of our challenges.
Okay, good.
Yeah. And what do you do in your free time? Obviously, you play with your dogs, but besides that,
Yes. Yeah, she's a puppy and she just really likes to stick to me. Sorry about that. So, um, in my free time, I like to golf. And in the winter, I guess right now there's really not much choice but to do indoor pickleball.
yeah,
I'm not addicted yet, but yeah,
yeah,
I think
yeah.
eventually I will be. But when the weather's nice, I just love to golf and just clear my head in a bit because it's very intense. Even though people don't realize that, oh yeah, it's so easy when you to book travel. Everybody's happy to go on a trip, but there's a lot of things involved that we have to follow a regulation, how the Ontario government has TICO and they regulate us. And there's also the IATA, which is International Air Transport Association, and they regulate us as well. Like, I think in this industry, it's actually quite fun just to be a travel agent and
Yeah.
not an owner because there's actually a lot of other things involved where it takes up, a lot of the time for you to just, be compliant and things like that. So,
I hear
uh,
you.
so golf, I think it's a good relaxing reset my mind, I think. The
Yeah, I
peace
mean,
of mind.
especially like here where we live in Canada, it's such a limited time offer, like good
Yeah,
weather, that you got to take advantage of it whenever you can.
yeah, for sure.
Totally.
Yes.
And since this is, after all, a Best of Markham podcast, what's your favorite business in Markham besides your own?
I thought about that, and I think um, I really enjoy going to Lee's Badminton. They are in Markham, and the coach, the owner of Lee's Badminton, Jennifer Lee, she was she was coaching for Team Canada,
Yeah.
and I you heard of her? I
No.
don't. No, you haven't. Okay. Um, Michelle Lee was one of the badminton. I think she got a silver medal
Yeah.
in Olympics, and she's actually celebrating her 30-year anniversary of Lee's Badminton, and yeah, and that she transformed two of her courts, badminton courts, into pickleball courts, and they offer lessons and things like that. So she's really like moving forward, and and I really enjoy going there because it's managed well, and they have very good coaches there, and they're Olympic like champion grade coaches, which is quite nice. Yeah,
Amazing, amazing. So shout out to Jennifer Lee
yeah,
from Lee's Badminton. Amazing.
yeah, yeah.
And lastly, how can our viewers and listeners get in touch with you?
They could always. We are located just west of Warden,
Okay.
and on Highway 7 at South Town Center. But they could always email us. Our website is confidencetravel.com, and our email is confidencetravel@outlook.com.
Okay. Very easy. And all those contact details will also be in the show notes as well. Wendy,
Okay.
thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate it.
Thank you for your time. Thank you.
Sure thing.